think we are live. Gonna test this out. Okay, so it depends just on I can vibe with that. Okay, I'm gonna set you there. I think we are live. Whoa, too much audio. Oh my god. I have no idea what I'm doing. Let's mute that. So we're gonna mute that there. So sorry, that was probably loud via Instagram. Hello, people. Okay, so I'm actually not gonna keep my Instagram live very long. If you're watching from YouTube over there, so many cameras, so many mics. I'm streaming real quick live on Instagram. This is gonna be just the biggest shit show possible. I'm gonna do my best to try to keep my brain together, but I'm already overwhelmed, so that's me. I also don't do live very well. That's why I like editing my YouTube videos, because I make myself funny in short spurts. But today, Instagram, I am going live. I will probably shut this down soon-ish. This was more just a notification because I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm gonna go and just basically do everything via YouTube because I'm going to be streaming my Photoshop. So that's exciting. We're gonna get on with that. Who the heck is even calling me? Oh my gosh. How is that even a thing? And there we go. So that's how this is gonna go. So pro cam girl. Okay, so Instagram, I will talk to you guys soon, hopefully. And yeah, I'm gonna switch it all over. So let me figure out how to turn that off. Oh my gosh. YouTube streaming post. Okay. Hello, everyone. Let's see how this goes. I am trying to monitor the chat. I don't even know where to look anymore. Hello, welcome to my stream on the YouTubes. If you're watching this at a later date, my name is SDR Cow, and I'm going to be doing my best to keep this together. I probably should do the live next time, start the live intro via Instagram, and then shut that down and then start my YouTube up. Probably would be a lot cleaner, but you know, you live and you learn. I have two computers in front of me, so I'm trying to get the correct mouse, and we're going to start. So, let me get that going. I'm going to switch over to my other screen for desktop. Gonna let the people chat in. Perfect, perfect. Alrighty, so, hi. If you don't know me, I'm SDR Cow. I am a ball jointed doll collector. I use that term very loosely and vaguely, but my general enjoyment is photography of said dolls, so that's what the stream is going to be mainly focused on, is me generally editing my doll photos. So to start off, you know, I've got my doll set up. I've got just a basic picture. This particular photograph is not anything spectacular. It's more for just kind of purposes of showing how I do processes, what I do, and just kind of figuring out the general direction that my streams are going to take. So that being said, I'm just going to edit this photo. All right, so I've started out with just grabbing my images straight off of my SD card. When I personally open them up, I use Photoshop, and it will bring me into this window where I can do some fun editing, which you can see over here on the right of the screen. I've already kind of gone through and edited and just kind of moved things around where I want them to be in terms of levels, exposure, highlights, all of that jazz. I've got that to where I want it to be, so I'm going to go ahead and open it up. So already, before I even start editing pretty filters and such, this is already a little bit better than what it was whenever I pulled off the camera. Generally, I don't tweak too much, but just enough. Let's see if I can open up those other images that were supposed to be there. I don't know why they didn't open up, but we're just going to go ahead. These are what I use to think, apparently computer. I take general pictures of the background too, so I can use those to edit if I need to, you know, say Photoshop a doll standout, which is what this is. She's hanging on a tripod here, and I want that to be gone in the future. in the future. You get it. You get it. Words are hard right now. Once I get going, I'll get going good. Okay, so I've got my images loaded up. You kind of saw that preview. We're going to go ahead and switch back to just my normal screen. So we're good there. And we will continue. I'm going to take a brief pause for just a moment, get my thoughts together. Oh my goodness. My sister's very upset with me for hanging up on her. I did not realize it would ring through to my desktop, so I'm gonna have to figure that one out in a bit. Good times, good times. I am watching the chat if anyone wants to chime in. I would love to respond to people you believe. Okay. So, this is my image. Like I said before, it's nothing spectacular, but it's more or less to show my process of things. It's just packs hanging on a string, hanging on a tripod in my living room. When I get done editing, we're going to have something in this genre, this field of whateverness. And I'm going to kind of show my process for how I did that. I was looking at the complete wrong camera. Okay, so first of all, what I like to generally do is go through and pick out what I like to think of as like my hard editing that's going to really take some finagling. Stuff that I want to cover up later with like a filter, but I don't want to necessarily. We'll just start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all of it and just transform the entire image, because as you can see, she's a little crooked. I was on the floor. It was just a rush photo. I probably want this to sit more, probably right around there. So I'm going to go ahead and hit apply. So now I have these white spaces all around. I hope this can show. I'm trying to kind of keep a monitor of it. There's such a delay. Okay, perfect. It's going great. So as you can see, I'm still selected. I'm going to my selection tool. I'm going to select inverse. And so now we have this extra space that needs to be gone. Now with Photoshop, if you just hit delete, your settings by default should be this. So unless you've changed them, all you have to do is hit delete and you're going to bring up this fill window, which is just, I'm going to go with content aware. I'm going to hit OK, and it's going to think about it and just give me a general fill for what it thinks should be there in that empty space. We're going to wait. So there we go. Already my picture is a lot more even. I should probably have... You know what? We're going to backtrack. We're going to backtrack just a bit. Why won't you let me backtrack? Okay, let's try this all again. So reposition, hit apply, select invert, or just heads up. They're not showing up on Photoshop? Thank you. Let's see. Let me just fix this. The chat box should be showing. That's interesting. Maybe I should move it to the top layer. Is that working? I think that's working. I wonder if I can make the delay longer. We're gonna mess with that and see how that goes. So, chat box it is. This is cute. Okay. Hopefully the chat bot, we'll see if that pops up on screen. So I have it set up to where, in theory, y'all's dialogue should pop up on the screen as well. That way I can see it a little bit easier. Chat box it is. Okay, looks like it's working. Looks like it's working. Side note, how is my mic? Audio okay? Because I have a new mic set up as well. Hopefully that's going through. Perfect, I think it is. Okay, perfect. My friend says this is working great. All right, so back to where I was doing. I'm gonna go ahead and select my inverse, which is the screen that I was not working on previously. We're going to delete that, fill it, and go back to where we were before I realized that I shouldn't have been doing all of my silliness first. I went back and I wanted to copy my original image so we could kind of always go back to it, which I'm probably going to mess up at some point. I still don't think that worked. I'm dumb. I'm literally the dumbest. Audio is good. Okay, perfect. Thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If something loud happens, let me know. I'll try to fix it. Like my sister trying to FaceTime me through my computer, which again, I had no idea that was even a thing. So here we are. Okay. So now we've got our image at least straightened out. I'm gonna open up another one. Like, why is she like this? Why am I like this? Y'all, I thought I was so prepared. I was like, I got this. Copy this. I wonder if I can open up a second image. Perfect. Okay, so I wanted to kind of give you guys an idea of what this looked like before. Why aren't you sliding? All right, so this is the original image, okay? This is straight off of my camera. After I have tweaked with it a little bit in the levels, exposure, all of that jazz, we got to the brightness and the color of this one, and I've now straightened it up in Photoshop. As we can see, it's a lot better. So now we've got these wonderful little lines. We've got these wonderful little lines here, and you can see that some of this is a little janky, and probably no one would ever really notice that, but I do, so I want to fix that. And how I'm gonna fix that is, why don't I just go to fit on screen? I'm dumb. Delete this layer. My general next step would be, wrong keyboard. I'm gonna select all of it, I'm gonna copy, and I'm gonna paste another layer on top of it. I'm then going to do a filter blur. I'm going really fast, I apologize. I'm gonna go to edit or filter to blur, and I wanna blur this whole layer. So I'm gonna go to this blur technique right here. I enjoy this one because I can actually really see what's going on, and I don't need a super blurred effect. I'm still gonna edit this later, but again, this is just my process and how I go about it. I'm gonna go ahead and add this blurry layer. So what I've done here is I have sandwiched a blur layer in between my two crispy layers. That way I can go to my top crispy layer and edit some things that I don't necessarily want to be per se in focus, like some joints, as you can see. I don't want to take them completely out because I don't want it to look photoshopped, I just want it to be photoshopped, if that makes sense. I'm gonna go ahead and blur this line, even though we're gonna cover that up later, so it doesn't really matter. These things don't matter as much. I'm doing a horrible job of hitting these lines. I think that's really all I want to blur. Maybe a little bit of this right here. And maybe some of that. Okay. So this is my just really subtle way of almost like foundation. Just doing my base foundation. I'm going to go ahead and merge all of that together. Because I like working in just simple layers. For anybody just now joining, I have this image, and we're going to go to somewhere like that. This to that. Back to this. Alright, my next plan of attack is going to be getting rid of this ugly, ugly tripod, which is where those other images come into play. I might be adding that later too. We'll see. I'm going to go ahead and copy this. I'm going to throw it onto this image. And the purpose of this is to basically lay on top of the side of her over here to kind of get rid and delete all of that tripodness. So I'm going to go ahead and reduce its opacity so I can kind of see it, and then start to transform it. So if you hit Command T, I'm on Mac. I can't remember what it is for Windows, but you could basically, you can go through your Windows and select it through your editing layer somewhere. Let's actually look at that real quick. before I get too far ahead of myself. So I have the layer that I need to edit selected. I'm going to go down to layer, and I think it's on this one. I never use it. Might be on edit. It is. It's on edit. So you can come down to edit and hit free transform, or you can hit Command T. I used to do Command T. And that will allow you to warp, change, do whatever to your layer that you've got. And since we've got it slightly transparent, I can now move it around and fit it over exactly where I need it to be. And because I've already kind of test ran with this image, I know that I'm going to have to kind of tweak with it a little bit more than I normally would. So, a moment while I focus. You know what? We're just going to do this. That looks good. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to line up the background with my image that I want to edit out. I'm then going to go back over, bring that to full, copy my background layer again. There's a million and one ways to do masking and everything else. This is just how I do it. It's how my brain processes it. And then, let's see. So now that I've got my crisp layer, my background pretend layer behind it, I'm going to get my eraser tool right here. I'm going to select my fuzzy. I'm going to bring open my screen a little bit more, and I'm going to start erasing my top crispy layer. Brown chicken, brown cow. I'm not super worried about where it's going as long as I get rid of my wonderful tripod. So you can see this is darker. We're going to fix that. Don't worry. Calm down. It's okay. Let's see. Should really probably get in there more. Let's just get in there. My other saving grace is that whenever I start adding my final layers of like just filtery stuff, just the pretty general like rainbows and bokeh and all of that, it generally covers up a lot more of this to the point where you're not going to see most of it. It's my finishing touches. It's my powder to set off all of my previous. Okay, so now we have a hot mess of an image, which is great. And if we delete this, it's just showing through this image right here. Okay, we get it, kind of get it. If you have questions, send me a message. I'm terrible at explaining. We'll get better. But for now, I'm going to be focusing on this layer right here. With this layer laying on top so I can kind of see what's going on, I actually need to edit out that line too. Just saw that. And these lines right here that I'm working on currently are the previous... Did that not go through? It didn't go down there. That's fine. Everything's fine. These are the previous fill spaces from earlier. Okay, so I'm going to... I have my background, my clear image selected. The image with no doll, no tripod. I'm going to go to Image, Adjustments, and Brightness. And then we're going to tweak with this background color. So this you can change the brightness and exposure, I mean, essentially. So I want to get it a little bit more bright, a little bit more decontrasted. And I'm just shooting for a general ballpark. Cool. Bet. Wonderful. So now we can see that my background is also a different shade. You can see my top layer has more of a blue hue and my background layer has more of a yellow hue, which is super common. My favorite button in Photoshop is undo. Accurate. Yeah, I like to have my, I work in small layers and I do my little save points very often so I can go back and tweak. Totally agree. Where was I at? Oh yeah, balancing this out. So my background layer that I'm using, this one right here, is obviously very yellow, and this top layer is very blue. So let's fix that. So this background layer, we're gonna go back to Image, Adjustments, and I think Color Balance is where I wanna be. It is. So now we can add different colors to that layer. If I wanna add more red, you get it, you get it. So we're gonna just kind of tweak until we get to a spot that we like, which is pretty similar to that. moment while I focus. That's probably too green. I feel like that's too green. Actually, maybe it is a little bit more yellow than that. That seems about right. Yeah. So generally, if you were to just look at this photograph, you probably would not notice too much. Yes, Photoshop is, man, it is. It's such a luxury, and I get that. I bought it several years ago, like way back in the day when you got your, I bought the box from Best Buy, and they printed out your serial number on the receipt, which I still have the original receipt, because nowadays you have to pay a subscription. And Homeboy here is cheap. Like, I am not paying a subscription when I bought the darn program for a substantial amount of money. So anywho, I agree. Photoshop it's a great program, but it can be tricky to get your hands on it. And I get why they did the subscription thing. It was to reduce pirates and all that jazz, but dang. There are several free photo editing programs out there. I want to put a list together and test out a few. I was playing with GIMP the other day, and I think I like it. I just have to kind of test around with it more. Blender's another one that I want to try out. Yeah, Blender's another one that I need to. You know what? I'm going to put that on my list. Un momento, por favor. Let me just get this going. New list. Photo editing, testing. GIMP, Blender. Anybody else use anything specific? If you do, let me know. I want to test it out later. I did this thing where I was trying to do it from my phone as well, test out a bunch of things. However, halfway through it, the two apps I was using, they decided to go to subscriptions, which defeated the purpose of me testing out free apps. So that whole idea got sacked. Okay, so back to this image. Let's focus. The thing right now, I work all over the place. I'm never like in an order of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm 1, 8, 7, 2, 1, 14, whatever. So right now, my current eyesore are these two little dots on my dirty floor. I'm going to go ahead and take my little heal button, the little band-aid, and I'm going to just click on them. And it is so nice that you can just delete them if you click on the right spot, on the right layer. Look at that. They're gone. I swept. I swear. It was good times. Okay, anyway. So I feel sufficient with my background. I think my background is fine. It totally got rid of the stand just fine. Above her head is a little wonky, I just realized, so we're going to go with that. You should totally mess around with post-editing. It's just, well, I say that. I have a lot of fun with it. You might. You might not. But I do. I like it. And I technically have 4 dolls right now. I really only photograph Pax at the moment, which is the one I'm editing right now. She's just my favorite. The other ones are getting neglected. I really probably should sell, but here we are, being a hoarder. Focusing right here above her head. This is some jank right here. This is a lot of jankiness. I still have Photoshop 5, works just fine. Does what I need it to do. Bet. This is Photoshop CS6, and I know they've had a gajillion other ones since then, but I don't care. I'm going to keep it. Photoshop CS6 is what I've been using since high school, and I love it. I am by no means a pro. I have no idea what I'm doing half the time. But, you know, here we are. So as we can see, there's a bunch of like just contrast difference here. So I'm back on this layer right here, editing through. Honestly, what is this whole looking like? We're gonna see about my tattoo BJD. Are you talking about? I had one a while ago. It was a Supia. I say a while ago. It was years ago. It was a Supia Lana. Was it the tan doll? Oh, like this particular sculpt? This is a Hale. I think that's what we're saying. The lag on here is real, y'all. Like, the delay is crazy, so I'm so sorry for, like, the 10-minute long, I feel like, delay. I'm going to go to the burn tool right here, burn and dodge, so you can basically just darken a layer or brighten a layer. And we're going to go with brightening because I just feel like this spot right here needs some love. My Apple House Jessica. I had like 3 Apple Houses. I'm so fickle, y'all. I buy a doll and then I sell it and then I buy another doll. I'm selecting this particular layer. Again, we're still working on this background layer. Behind her. You know what? I'm making this more difficult than I need to, which is the story of my life. I am going to erase more on this top layer. So now we're focusing on this layer right here. Cat in the house. Hello. You wanted to be on stream. Come on. Alright, so let's go back to my eraser tool and let's just kind of erase all of this jank right here. I just realized I probably need to undo everything I just did. This is an SD. She's, I think, 56 to 58. No, she might be taller than that. I can't remember her specifics, but she's an SD. She's from the Supia line, and she's on the ballerina body. At some point, I will be doing a review on that whenever I get my act together. Which, if you follow my channel, you know how inconsistent I am with that. Wrong button. Wrong button. I'm going to burn this area. Just a bit. I think that looks more normal. So instead of me just trying to Photoshop those specific areas, let's just make my life easier and Photoshop an entire area, which sounds more difficult, but I swear it's easier. The other thing about me is I love making my life harder than it needs to be, and that's what I do with my photography when I'm editing. Okay, good enough. Is it? Is it good enough? Alright, I'm okay with that. Like, background-wise, you would generally not be able to tell. The area above her head is still a little wonky, but that's okay. Thanks so much. Thank you so much for joining in Billy's Craft Room. Enjoy your good sleep. At some point I should as well. I'll have to bed now, but it wasn't. Oh, UK, I'm jealous. I want to go visit there sometime. This pose. This pose. I've been wanting to play around with her ballerina poses so much, but you know, holidays and COVID and work and pets and life and the kitchen remodel. Y'all, me trying to sit down and do some doll photos is a pain in the ass here recently. Okay, I'm going to take this out too. Okay, so we have our background finished. You know what, let's brighten that just a bit. It's a little dingy to me. That's better. It's also a little yellow to me. I know it was supposed to be, but we're going to go back in and edit the color out a little bit. Adjustments, color balance, boom. I know that looks like nothing to y'all, but it's a lot to me. I don't know if you can see that tone difference depending on monitors. We're cooling off the background. A Simba is here. Right. Yeah, we don't have the kid thing yet, but once we throw the kid into the mix, I feel like it's going to be real difficult. Simba, I don't know how you do it. I feel like you have way more going on than I do. I'm just a cat mom than a hairstylist. Okay, so for people that have just joined, hello, welcome. I am so just trying to keep it together here. This was the original image. Let's put that on fit to screen. That way when I pop over, it actually looks good. And this is kind of a goal for what we're going with. And this is where we're at. So, wine. I'm not... Wine! Yes. Yes, wine. Gosh, you were so funny in your stream the other day. If there's anybody in here, which I don't know how, I don't have... You know, anybody watching this at a later point, if you don't know who Simba is, you need to go follow her. Gosh, her streams crack me up. They keep me going. The other night, she was doing a 3-minute challenge where she was drawing people's dolls, which I thought was such a cool idea. That is such a great idea. I don't know where that came up with, or who came up with that. But anywho, fantastic, and it was just hilarious. I will try to be in more of those. I thought about maybe talking to people with... See, y'all, this is why I edit my videos. I can't talk for longer than 2 minutes. I have a thought in the future, and I'll probably do an Instagram poll about it, is for me to take people one-on-one and, you know, give me your photo and, like, let's talk about how I would want to edit it, if you're interested in that. Not that I'm great or anything, but it's always fun to kind of have interaction with another artist or another photographer, whatever you want to call it. Anyway. Y'all let me know. We'll go with that. Okay, so back to this, because I'm getting distracted, and we'll be here for 3 days. I agree, Billy. That it's so aggravating. I wanted to do that the other night, and I couldn't. I was just trying to click on people so I could go to their profiles, so I could follow them on the Instagrams, and it just was not happening. Do I like that floor better? I don't. We're gonna get too crazy with that. Oh my god, yes, that'd be a cool series. Hey, thanks. I also want to dual stream with you sometime, Simba. I think that would be so much fun. I would probably spend the whole time just laughing, though, so there's that. All right, so this is the progress we've made. We're making progress. We're doing good. So I'm going to make another copy of my layer. So I'm working on 2 of the same. We're going back to my safety blankets, and her hair is bothering me. And this is kind of where I get into this weird mode of, do I want to Photoshop their wigs or do I not? Because I feel like it puts like that shitty standard out there that like, oh my gosh, these dolls are always so perfect and mine never look perfect. A lot of times when you're seeing these really, really great doll photos, a lot of things are Photoshopped. And it's just like that when you're comparing yourself to people on Instagram, you know, like they look so great, it's all photo editing. So this is kind of where I fall into this. Do I want to edit this? Do I not? Because I don't want people to feel bad about their dolls because they don't look perfect, but mine are generally edited the crap out of. I don't know if that makes any sense. And again, not trying to say that my dolls are better than anybody's or anything like that, but just that general thought out there. I just want to make that known that I Photoshop the shit out of my stuff. So that being said, for me, she's got a lot of hair on this side. I just wasn't paying attention when I threw her down and I didn't fix her wig like I should have, but I can fix it in Photoshop. So I'm going to go up here to filter and I'm going to go to liquify. You have to go to bed. But yes, I do. I haven't done a temporary tattoo in a hot minute, Billy. But yeah, 9 times out of 10, 9.999 repeating times out of 10, I will be using temporary tattoos. They're just like those, you know, for kids or whatever, temporary tattoos. And yeah, just like that video, that's exactly how I do it. Sometimes I'll do pastel and like drawing on top of that, but I am not good with like 3D art. I guess I'm not good with drawing on my dolls, so I generally stick to my water tattoos and call it a day, and then I Photoshop. So back to this. So we're in this liquify phase right here, and this tool allows me to move things around. And I'm going to come up here to this top option, which is just the forward warp, which allows me to do that. You know, I can push and pull and do all of the things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just gradually kind of slowly morph her hair where I think it should be, And I am not going to worry about like all this middle. Like this does not matter to me. Like look how great that is. She's beautiful. This is beauty. I'm so sorry, Pax. Please don't hate me. So I'm going to just kind of come in here. And what I'm really looking for is the outline. All I want to do is this outline. And I'll show you why in a second. I also want y'all to take note, like these little blurred out, like blown out sections right here, those are fine because we're going to cover them up later. Okay, so I'm going to hit OK. And this is my new image. It's beautiful. We're done. Gorgeous. 10 out of 10. Okay, ignore the face. Let's fix this. So I'm going to throw my other layer on top of there. So kind of how we Photoshop the standout, we're going to Photoshop her hair out. And just go off of this new line. Look at that. She has normal hair without the cray face. When I get down to things like this, like her hand and everything, I need a more precise edge, I guess. So I love my blur for blending out, and I love, obviously, the harsh tool for harsher lines where I need it to be more specific. So we're going to go down here. Maybe that's a bit too much. I don't need to be that zoomed in. And for anyone that ever buys packs in the future, you know, watching this video later on, you see this, you're never getting that string off. That's a ring, and I have super glued the tar out of it, so enjoy that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this. Just a snippety snap. Bippity bap. What the hell? This is witchcraft. I told you, I'm not that great at photography. I just edit everything. I mean, I know some stuff to photography. I guess I shouldn't undermine myself that much. But, like, y'all, Photoshop saves my ass on the regular. Can I just replace her hand? Oh, yeah. I mean, they could. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. If you don't want a ring on there, I guess that'd be the issue. But, anywho. So, there's that. I'm going to ignore that one. But before and after. So that was how her wig was setting, and this is what I do to fix it. Me personally, if you look at this side, you can kind of see where that depth of field comes into play that you would get from a general photograph. You know, the harsh line you see of the floor and all that jazz. It's, you have a crisp section of in focus and then you have the out of focus. Her wig in that photo is generally out of focus on the outline of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and blur this just a touch because I feel like that is a little bit too crisp of a line. That looks like Photoshop to me. Pax is too gorgeous. Thank you. Oh, hi! I just realized you were here. Yes. Now, I have a real attachment with Pax. I don't think I'm going to be selling her for a hot second. She's kind of up there with my original Natalie character, who I then sold off. But I kind of hit a dead end with her. So, where's I at? Oh, yes. The blur here. So I'm going to go back in, and just for safety measurements, I've made a copy of this layer. That way if I mess it up, I can just go back to it. But anyway, I'm going to blur this out. Again, go back to my filter, down to blur. All of these do different blurs. Find your style that you like. Gaussian, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. That's the one that I generally go to because I like having this extra function to be able to focus it. So I'm just going to try to match it up a little bit. That seems better to me. And I know that's minuscule, but like that crisp line versus that one, which could still be a little bit more blurred, it makes a difference to me. Details, man, details. Yeah, that's good. That's great. Cover it up later. I am using a 50 millimeter macro lens. I don't think it's the F series. That's like the fancy series. I don't have the fancy series one. I have like the regular gel bloat one. My one BJD is 7 years old. I freak out when she... Yeah, I don't mind yellowing on dolls, and I wish I was one of those people that could keep a doll for a long period of time. Like, I really do. However, I get so bored with things that I have to keep it rotating. or else they just sit there. Like my poor Ji-eun, I think that's how you pronounce it, my other Supia doll. She's gorgeous, and I love her. But she's been sitting on that shelf since I got her. Touching hair. Yes, retouching hair. Man, it's just so important. Not blurred. Those little things can make such a difference. They do make a huge difference. You know, it's the difference between, like, that's Photoshop versus that's not Photoshopped. Kind of like this line here that I'm seeing now. Did I do that? I feel like I did. I don't know if I did that crystalline. No, maybe that's just my wall. I need to go. Oh, that's my window. Never mind. Disregard. Disregard. Alright, so now overall, I've deleted the floor line. I'm feeling pretty happy with this. I'm feeling pretty happy with this. I'm gonna merge all of that. Original photo, what we have now. Original photo, what we have now. What were these? Is that the original photo too? Why do I have so many of that? We're gonna delete some of those. I don't know why they're all there. Okay. I'm gonna select all again, which is Command A for Mac, and then Command V for paste, which is not where I need to be in life. That was the wrong one. And the thing that my next eyesore is this down here, this line from where I merged. Oh my god, that dog hair! Don't look at that. No. Embarrassment, you know. I have a dog. Yeah, Asimba, I took my tripod and I just set it up downstairs, and I took a shoelace. I undid a shoelace from a shoe and just kind of strapped her up in it. And it's like underneath her arms. I wonder if you can see it in the photo. Like that's technically part of it right there. And I don't know if you can see it on that side. I tried to cover it up. It went into her joint line, so it hid pretty well. And if I didn't say that, none of y'all would have ever noticed. But anyway, yeah, she is definitely just dangling there from a string. Hanging up there on a shoelace. Okay, anyway. Touching her body is so pretty. Aw, thank you. They are, man, they're just the bane. I've really stopped trying to care. Like, I had to get a shop vac. We got a huge, like, we went to a hardware store. It's called Lowe's. I don't know if they're all over the place or not. But anyway, went to a hardware store and got a industrial, like, shop vac for our dog because he sheds so much that he was breaking every vacuum I had. So that was my life. Okay, so this line where we edited out that white background earlier is bothering little old me, so we're gonna just get rid of it. Again, this Band-Aid tool is the Shiznet. We're just gonna do some of this. This is the laziest I've ever been with that. But again, when you start playing with the filters at the very end, it stops mattering so much. Like, you're allowed to be a little crazy. You know, let's just get rid of some of this dog hair in a little bit. Oh, that's too funny. I love it. That's my life, y'all. I really wish I would have turned her sock right here. That bothers me, but I'm not even gonna try. Should I try to Photoshop that? Oh, that looks terrible. I should have done that earlier. That's why I didn't do it in my preview. We're gonna ignore it. We're gonna pretend it doesn't exist. All right. So sitting-wise, or base-wise, foundation-wise, I'm happy with this. I'm done with manipulating the background and any major things. I think we're sitting good. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the pretty part, which is my favorite part. It's the part where you add all this pretty stuff in. I really straightened her much more than the other one. Do I not want to do that? I like her hair more in this one, I think. If anybody saw my random stream last night at like 2 a.m., that's when I was doing this, just testing things out. But anyway. Thank you for joining. Get some good sleep. There's people from all over the world. I love the internet, man. It's a great place. All right, so when that comes to filters for me, a lot of my stuff comes from Photoshop Actions, which I don't remember when it was. It was years ago. Florabella. I don't even know if she still does Photoshop actions, but I purchased a bundle with one of my friends, and that's how I have access to all of these. There are so many places online that you can get free Photoshop actions if you're using Photoshop. And what it is it's basically like, I'm going to do this little process and record it and then save it and then let other people be able to use it. So essentially it's just a filter. And that's where we go. So this one is called All-in-One Eye Action. And my computer just shut down. My other computer that's I'm using to monitor things. Chat is gone. So anyway, all-in-one eye action is what I'm going to use, and it is one of my favorite things to brighten up doll eyes. Doll eyes are kind of the bane. I wish I could get more of a reflection for most of mine, but I can't. It's kind of one of the draws to the Dolphy Dream anime bodies that I really liked, because their eyes are so big you can get more light. What am I doing? All-in-one eye action. So you just click it, you hit the play button, and it does it for you. This one particularly allows you to have more control, and it puts basically a mask over everything. So I now have my paintbrush, and I'm just going to, dot. I'm going to turn that layer off so you can actually see what's happening. Oh no! Oh no, I did the wrong layer. I'm going to delete all of that. Delete that too. I don't think I can save that, so we're just going to merge it all together. Let's try that again. This particular action uses your background layer, so your layer that's called background, or named background. It uses that for its whole little process, so I generally have to merge everything down, and I totally forgot that this one around, but that's okay. So this essentially just lets me brighten up a certain area. And I generally only focus the irises at first. And it uses the white tool because we're masking. So I'm drawing with white, and I'm drawing with black on that same layer to kind of mask out certain spots. And like that little eye dot right there, that's a bit too shiny for me. She got a little shiny there, a little fake. So before, after. On screen. And it's not a huge difference, but it's enough of a difference for you to be able to kind of see the eye separation there. Like it allows more of a contrast for the eyes, especially her right eye right here. That was really needed. So we're going to merge those together. Delete that layer because I never use it. And I guess I always work in sandwiches. I always work on the layer that's in the middle, so I can mask it. So I'm going to turn off my top layer. I'm going to go to this second layer down here. Let's go back to the brighten tool. Dodge. So again, I'm just brightening her eye area. Then I'll go back through and then just kind of do some stuff. Do things until something happens. I was there. Simba, I was totally there. And then I was getting so confused with all my layering. I'm like, I'm just going to merge it. It actually bites me in the ass more than anything because I'm like, crap, I merged something that I shouldn't have. But it's fine. Ooh, no, not right there. That looks like she's been smoking some weeds. So we're really going to bed. Night, everyone. Thanks for the video. You're so welcome. Thanks for jumping on. If y'all have any questions, definitely just shoot me a message. Probably on Instagram. That's generally where I'm creeping at for the most part. All right. That's just a little too bright for me, too. I want it to be semi-realistic, as realistic as I can be. So I'm going to just knock that down just a few. Perfect. Beautiful. Merging them all together. We're done. Moving on. Let's see. You can create a merge copy. Is this some Photoshop witchcraft? Control. Oh yeah, that's what I'm using. That's what I'm doing. I merge them all together, and then I'll just copy that layer and then put it on top of that, if that makes sense. It's probably the same thing. Command Shift. It's that same keybind. I think it's Command Shift. I do this way too much. I don't even know. Command Shift E. Yeah. Command Shift E on Mac. Same process. That's my favorite thing. Faux show. Faux show. What do I want to do next? Feeling good with this. Okay, let's get on to my favorite part, which is pulling stock images in. So, desktop. Oh, it does? Oh, okay. I should probably be trying to do that then in the future. What's Big Sur? I don't know what that is. Command Shift Alt E. Oh, let's test this out. Maybe it's Control. Oh, that's so many buttons to hit at once. Oh, that's fancy. What is that witchcraft? Wait. Ew, thanks. That's exciting. Command Shift. I'm gonna have to remember. Maybe gonna hit both of those at once. Why I don't have multiple layers? I'm an idiot. Look at this. Learning every day. Y'all, there's so much to Photoshop that I don't even know. Where's my stock folder? It's 4 buttons. I know it's 4 buttons, but I'm used to just using... I'm a clicker. I play a lot of video games and my friends hate me because I don't macro any buttons. Because like, I just... More than 2 keys, I'm too lazy. So 4 buttons, that's too many. Okay, so I'm gonna hit up my desktop real fast so y'all can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm gonna go to my other image. Wow, you can go away, so the mirror thing. So this is my stock photos file, and I have just a bunch of random light images in here that I use on the regular. So I'm gonna grab this one because it's turning into my favorite thing. I'm just gonna drag it into here. Boom. So if you see me dropping an image in, that's the process that's happening. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go back to my other stream now. I think that's right. Okay, anywho. So we now have this image dropped in. With that image selected, I'm going to come over here into my layer section and turn that to screen. Which, why is it doing that? What? It's literally never happened before. What was that? Please don't tell me my Mac is dying. Wouldn't that be great? Huh. Well, in memento, poor favors. My Mac has been giving me issues here recently. Oh no. Why are you doing this? Yeah, I had a friend help me set up everything with my stream setup because I'm dumb. I'm just too dumb for it, and I'm also just too lazy to research it. So he basically walked me through everything, and then I bought a new mic for it, which once I get a mic stand, my audio will be much better when it's sitting where it's supposed to be sitting. But for now, we're just going to be out here talking. Back to this issue, y'all. Is it showing up on that whenever I... Maybe if I try a different photo? Okay, well that one worked. Okay, so we'll go back to that image in a second. So drop that in. I'm going to go down to screen. Oh, thank God it worked again. And this is where you get these fun... Oh, God, they're so fun. These just fun, random, floaty whatevers that cover up mistakes left and right. And then we have this. Maybe if I minimize my Photoshop? Curious. I'm gonna watch the stream for a second and see if it pops up correct on my other. Yeah, it is. Okay, it's showing that error there too, so it's not just my screen. You kind of get the idea though, dropping layers on top to create that bokeh and slash whatever pretty effect, and it hides things. So like her hairline where I said that it's kind of blown out and weird in spots, that kind of helps that. And this joint showing from earlier, that just conveniently hides that. And I use this a lot in most of my stuff. I just like to hide flaws. Like she has some those sock issues. I'm gonna put bokeh over that and just lather it with a bunch of layers. But my issue is that Photoshop is being dumb. So let's just do this. Delete that layer. Copy this image. We're gonna start a new. Let's see if this helps. I don't know why it's doing that. That's never been a thing for me. It could be that my computer's just handling too much at once. She is a very old gal over here, so. No, I don't know what's up with that. Y'all, this could be not good. I sometimes use lens flare effects, but yeah, most of them are just stock images that I've taken or like free websites where they're like, hey, there's no rights for this, just have a good time with it. I've got quite a few. Water is something that I really like taking pictures of. So I'll go and take some, like I'll take my camera and I'll set it to super out of focus so it's blurry, and I'll just take pictures of water and, you know, get random bokeh, and I use that a lot. And it's much easier than like the lens flare effects, in my opinion, because it kind of places stuff and it's a little bit out of your control, so it's a little bit more random. So it's just easier for me to be like, that's great, versus me doing it myself. I'm like always trying to make it better, you know. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm always second guessing myself. Command X. So I'm not really sure what's going on with my layering right now. That's something that I'm gonna have to figure out off stream. We're gonna try to work with it, and hopefully it doesn't just screw up everything like it is now. Why is this happening? I'm not crazy, right? Y'all see that too? This could literally ruin my entire life. Ugh! Screen. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I blind myself getting lens flares in person. Right? Yeah, yeah. That's why I'm blind in my left eye. Dedication, that's why. Yeah, I don't know why I'm getting these graphic errors. It's probably my video card dying. My Mac has been being real crazy the last year and a half, so wouldn't it be great that it just dies on stream? That'd be fantastic. But y'all kind of get the idea here. So I'm just going to basically keep layering, keep throwing stuff on here until I get that. Okay, we're done. We did it. So that's all I did. I kept adding things. Let me zoom back out. Man, that really stinks. That's my favorite part. There's that lens flare that we were talking about just now, Simba. Hello! Oh, Dot, you're here. That's exciting. There's a delay, so just keep that in mind. Yeah, so that's where we're at. Here was the original photo. That was kind of a full process of how I get to somewhere along these lines. Yeah, those are like artifacts. Something happened to my gaming laptop. Yeah, it makes me sad. I really don't want this to die. Because if this dies, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't want to get another Mac. I love my Mac. I probably just need to do like a full reset, and it'll probably come back to life. Probably needs to be restarted too. I've dumped so many programs onto it for streaming now that she's probably just a bit overwhelmed at the moment. I do like this one more though. So what I'm probably going to do is, again, off stream, probably edit this one that we've all been working on together and see if I can get around all this random garbaggio. I wonder if I can just... Okay, so let's just do this. Exit that. Don't save. Have those layers turned off. What was that one? Don't need that one anymore. That was a background layer. Don't need that one. Oh, no, I do need that one. No, I don't. It's not already on there. Don't save. We will... Let's save this one as stream image. I'm going to try to close out my Photoshop and reopen it and see if that fixes it. I don't know what it's going to do to my stream. That one is just a previous one that we don't need. This is the original. Let's save her as... Okay, wish me luck. Let's see what this does to my stream. We'll quit Photoshop for a second. Live stream. Main focus. Here we go. Let's see how this goes. File open. Technical difficulties that I don't know how to handle. And none of those saved, did they? Original, open that one. Who else do I want to open? Okay, let's try this again. The lighting at the back looked dark, but I guess it's fine. Okay. Fingers crossed this works, y'all. Fingers crossed. Plus. So far, so good. Oh, thank you, Lord. Command T to transform this layer, and we're back in business. I swear that is my favorite image. If you go back and you look at any of my other stuff, you will see that that's literally in every photograph. I really did like where that one was going. Ugh. Y'all, that stressed me out. I thought I was about to have to get a new computer. Oh, you're the sweetest. Thanks. Yeah, I was streaming on Twitch, but it's a lot of work. I appreciate everybody in this comment, or in this chat channel that came to watch. This is fantastic. I really didn't think I was gonna get anybody in here for a minute until I started doing this on the regular. So there's some fun Misty up top. Let's just go back and then what does this rainbow look like? We're not going with that. That's too much. It's too crazy. Trial and error. Trial and error. Yep, nope, don't like that one either. I don't even need more people. I'm just happy to have someone to chat with, and like if this kind of helps anybody, then that's great. And then it also kind of gives me some people to bounce ideas off of, which I think is super fun. This is probably one of my favorite stages of the hobby, of being in the hobby, is photography and then editing. Yeah, it's probably my favorite. I love, love, love editing photos for the doll hobby. I think it's just such a good time. Ooh, that's gonna be pretty. I don't like that blue. We're gonna kind of merge out that blue a little bit, I think. Yeah, we're gonna merge out some of that blue. Stop your PC obsession. Yeah, I've got a problem myself with the computer. The WoW expansion just came out and I played for like 15.5 hours. I did not move. My dinner and dessert was brought to me. I was pretty much a spoiled little brat at that point, y'all. Like, it was bad. It was super bad. I don't know how I'm still married. I think that's too much. Asimba, aren't you like bomb.com on Mercy? Like talking about Overwatch? I feel like I remember playing with you once and you were like really kick ass as Mercy. I could be remembering something wrong. Well, thank you for stopping by. Go eat your foods. I probably will be ending soon, unless somebody wants me to do a little bit something different. I need to jump off here soon, anywho. But yeah, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Now, remember, y'all, like I'm focusing. I just in my head I know that these are here, and so I'm trying to find something to fix that. No. I thought you were. I thought you were that person. I feel like you were really good as Mercy. Alright, bye. I'm currently going through my stock image folder right now, y'all, if you're wondering. Forgot about those. Those are pretty. Paint it out. Oh, yeah, I could do the stamp thing. That's a lot of work and I'm lazy. Yeah, especially with those joints there. That could be a real pain in the butt. Because I don't necessarily want to get rid of the joints. I just kind of want to mask them a little bit so there's not a tension to them. Kind of like the arm up here. It's still there. I'm not trying to get rid of them. I just don't like that I wasn't paying attention and I flubbed all of this earlier when I was blurring things. That was my bad. I should have remembered. No. Okay. Maybe we'll just do another one of these, but I'll invert it the other way. Let's see. It's just too much going on. I might just leave it. No one's gonna notice it. Unless I just continuously point it out. I'm probably just gonna leave it. I don't want to add too much because then it starts taking away things. Oh, that was the other thing I was gonna do. Speaking of not adding more. Doesn't Photoshop have some sort of smart tool that can be used to fill areas? It does. It won't be smart enough to figure out how to do the net texture on top of the resin with the joint. Like, there's just too much going on there for it to figure out. And really, at the end of the day, it's not a big deal. I'm just being me. Wrong keyboard. I'm just being me. Because, I mean, zoomed out, you're not going to see it. When I send it up to Instagram, like, there's no way it's going to be able to see that because Instagram compresses files on just like on a next level, y'all. On the next level. So I'm just gonna kind of let it go like Elsa. Just let it go. But I remember why I took this particular image. I took this so I had more floor space, right? Am I crazy? No. So I could then add it and kind of get a longer stretch. I remember I wanted to play with that. So we're gonna go to canvas size. Do I want to go to canvas size yet? Yeah, I do. We're gonna go canvas size. We're going to increase it. What are we at now? 5, 7. Let's do percentage. Let's do like 110. No, 120. No, 123. Need to put this. I did that backwards. Height 123. Whoop. From the bottom. So now I have this extra space down here. And my Mac is thinking about blowing up, probably. That's the wrong image. Really? Did I do that low? Huh. I did. Go me. Oh, it's that layer. That's gonna have to go. Goodbye. We'll talk to you in a bit. Let's just do some crazy stuff. Blur. Now we have a longer floor, just for funsies, y'all. Just for funsies. I don't know why I felt like that was necessary, but I did, and that's what we're going with. What are we thinking? Do we like the longer floor or do we not like the longer floor? Why don't you let me undo again? What is even happening? Take a break and get red wine. No, no, you don't want me going down that train wreck. I'll skip straight to like the vodka or the tequila or something stupid. We'll do that on another stream, not my first one. Like I'm trying to figure all this out first. Let's not get too psycho on me. Or let me not get too psycho on y'all. That would probably be the smarter, accurate thing to say. I don't want it that dark. I'm happy with that. Blur out some of that. Yeah, we're gonna leave that. Where's this top one? This needs to be blurred. So right now what I'm doing, and I don't know if this is picking up on screen, but like this line right here, it's cutting through her body. I just noticed that that's still sitting there. So that I'm gonna blur out. So we can't be having that. Hello, cat. Can you say hello? Wrong way. Mm-hmm. Boom, I swept. I'm gonna clip the bottom up just a bit. She seems cute. She's not. I swear she's a monster. She actually was just biting me. So she came up to purr and bite me at the same time. She's psycho. I do like her though. She is a pretty great cat. 7.5? Is that a thing that I can do? I cannot. Is that what I did earlier? Yeah, there we go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I don't know why. I like that zoomed out kind of feel. I wish... Do I have a taller image of the top? I do believe I do. The other kitties are good. Midnight has been just being an old cat, which I want her to stop. But she's still getting around. She doesn't go up and down the stairs anymore or jump on the bed, but she still yells at me, so I think we're doing good. And then Mira is just the same. She's still afraid of everything. Anybody in chat, if you see little Miss Moon there, she's known me for far too long. I feel bad for her. I'm so sorry that you've had to deal with me over the years. We went to school together. Ran around like hoodlums. Mm-hmm. Height. Let's do... We're gonna add that. think I can add much height to that, actually. Let's see, where's the bottom of those curtains? Oh yeah, I did not do a good job on that, did I? So background image. Really thought I got a higher angle than that when I took photos. Obviously I did not. You know, Dot, I want you to stream drawing. I think that would be super fun. Your digital art. I would be very interested in that because I always liked it whenever you did. I always liked watching you draw anyway. Uh-oh, someone's home. Alright, y'all. I'm probably going to shut the stream down just because it's about to get louder in my house. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you've got any questions or anything like that, if you've got any suggestions, send them to me via Instagram. Yeah, this was a good time. I enjoyed it. I will probably in the future try to just randomly stream while I'm just doing any type of photo editing. As far as the schedule goes, I have no idea. I'm glad that this all worked out. If we have any major issues, please let me know too, like audio, camera, lighting, anything on that. That would be great. I'd love feedback. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to shut this down, and until next